From forgotten app subscriptions to store cashiers pushing credit cards on you at checkout, people are finding new ways to quietly drain your bank account every single day. Want to keep more of your own money? Pay close attention. I'm Joe, and on today's video, we're counting down 15 of the stupidest financial traps middle-class people fall into, starting with the charges quietly hitting your card from apps you forgot you even downloaded. Number 15. Subscription creep. Picture your phone's billing screen, the one you never actually open, with a list of 10 little charges on it. $4.99 here, $12.99 there, and a meditation app you downloaded during a free trial 2 years ago and haven't opened since. None of these charges feel like a decision on their own. You signed up once, forgot to cancel, and the app has been quietly billing you every month since. Add up 10 forgotten subscriptions at an average of $8 a month, and that's nearly $1,000 a year leaving your account for apps sitting untouched on page 3 of your home screen. And forgotten subscriptions are nothing compared to what happens the next time your bank balance runs a little too low. Number 14. The overdraft fee. Picture the drive-through coffee shop. You tap your card for a $6 latte and your account is sitting at $4 and change without you knowing it. The bank doesn't decline the purchase, it quietly covers it and mails you a notice a day later. That coverage cost around $27 to $35, so that $6 coffee just became a $40 coffee, and you didn't find out until you checked your balance 3 days later and saw a number that made no sense. Banks make billions off this every year, and it's usually the same small group of people getting hit over and over because once your balance is low, it's easy to slip below zero without noticing. And overdrafts are nothing compared to the traps sitting in a rented metal room off the highway. Number 13. The storage unit you've been paying for since 2019. It starts because you're moving or downsizing or just need somewhere for this stuff for a couple months. A couple months turns into 6 years at $100 to $150 a month for a unit stacked with an old couch, some boxes, and a plastic tote of Christmas decorations you paid $200 for back in 2019. You open that roll-up door maybe once a year for about 20 minutes to grab the lights in the tree. Add up 6 years of rent, and you've paid over $8,600 to store $200 worth of Christmas ornaments. At that point, you're not paying to store your stuff. You're paying a monthly fee to keep from admitting most of it should have gone to the dump years ago. Speaking of things we pay monthly for out of pure denial, let's talk about cars. Number 12. Leasing a nicer car than you can actually afford to buy. Picture the showroom floor, a shiny SUV under the lights, and the salesman writing 2 numbers on a sticky note, the buy price and the much smaller lease price right under it. That smaller number is what gets people signing for a car a full size class above what they'd normally get. But you never own it. Every 3 years, you hand the keys back at the same dealership, sign new paperwork, and start over from zero. Do that for 20 years and you've handed the keys back on 6 or 7 cars, 2 driveways full of vehicles you've never once owned. At least with a car, you get a car. This next one, you get a piece of paper and a bad feeling. Number 11. The extended warranty. Picture the checkout counter at the electronics store, a new washing machine on the receipt, and the cashier turning their screen around asking if you want to add 2 years of protection for $40. It feels responsible to say yes, but stores push these hard because the profit margin on that $40 add-on is often bigger than the margin on the washing machine itself. Most appliances don't break in that window, and when they do, the repair bill is frequently smaller than the warranty was. 3 years later, that unopened warranty paperwork is still sitting in a kitchen drawer, and the machine never broke. You didn't insure your washing machine, you just gave the store a bonus.
This next trap doesn't even cost you anything up front. It costs you when someone else screws up. Number 10. Co-signing a loan for your kid, your sibling, or your buddy. Picture sitting across a desk at the car dealership or the leasing office, signing your name on a line under theirs because the loan officer just said they can't qualify a loan. It comes from a good place, you trust them, but co-signing means the debt is legally yours too, with none of the benefit. Miss a payment and it's on your credit, not just theirs. Stop paying entirely and the lender calls you, not them. A huge number of co-signers end up quietly making payments out of their own checking account on a car sitting in someone else's driveway for a loan they never planned on paying a cent toward. Now let's talk about the app on your phone that turned gambling into a hobby. Number 9. Treating a trading app like a video game. Picture lying in bed at midnight, phone brightness turned down, refreshing a trading app to watch a stock ticker bounce green and red while confetti animations pop up on the screen every time you buy. Somewhere along the way, buying and selling stocks constantly from that phone got rebranded as being smart with money instead of what it usually is, betting with extra steps and a nicer interface. Most people who trade actively and frequently end up losing money once you count fees and bad timing, while a small handful of people account for most of the wins. Meanwhile, the boring approach, buy some index funds and put the phone down, has quietly beaten most of the active traders for decades. At least that one's your own choice. This next one gets slipped into your wallet at checkout. Number 8. Opening a store credit card for 20% off. Picture the checkout line at a clothing store, a $200 cart of clothes, and the cashier asking if you want to save $40 right now by opening a store card. The math feels great in the moment, so you say yes and swipe the new card on the spot. But store cards often carry some of the highest interest rates of any credit card out there, and if that $160 balance sits on the card for even a couple of months, the interest wipes out the $40 discount and then some. You didn't get a discount, you got a very expensive coupon. You'd think canceling something you don't use would be easy. It almost never is. Number 7. The gym membership you stopped using in February. Picture the gym parking lot packed on January 2nd and half empty by January 20th, and your own gym bag sitting untouched in the trunk since Valentine's Day. Gyms count on this. A huge share of members barely show up after the first few weeks, yet keep paying every month because canceling feels like admitting the plan failed. And some gyms make you show up in person or mail a letter just to quit. Do the math on $40 to $60 a month over a few unused years, and you've spent real money on a version of yourself that mostly lived in your head on January 1st. Here's a trap that convinced an entire generation that debt could be split into harmless little pieces. Buy now, pay later apps at checkout. Picture the online checkout screen, 4 little payment options in a neat row, and you tapping 4 payments of $15 instead of the full $60 for a pair of shoes, because it feels almost free. Splitting a purchase into 4 payments feels harmless, almost like it's not really debt, but people routinely stack several of these at once across different apps for different purchases and end up with a phone full of payment reminders due on 5 different dates from 5 different companies, missing one and getting hit with a late fee that turns those $60 shoes into a real bill. It's not that any single purchase is dangerous, it's that 4 harmless payments times 5 different apps quietly adds up to a real credit card, just without anyone calling it one.
While we're talking about bills people don't look at closely, here's one everybody has and almost nobody checks. Number 5. Never shopping around on car insurance or your phone bill. Picture the renewal email that shows up in your inbox every year, one line buried in it saying your rate is going up $12 a month, and you just let it auto-pay because comparing plans feels like a chore you'll get to eventually. Do this for a decade, and you can easily end up paying hundreds of dollars a year more than a brand new customer would pay for the exact same coverage, just for staying loyal to a company that isn't being loyal back. Now we're getting into the traps that don't just cost you money today, they cost you your future. Number 4. Pulling money out of your retirement account early to cover a short-term problem. Picture logging into your 401k account, seeing $5,000 sitting there, and clicking withdraw to cover a car repair or a medical bill instead of touching a credit card. It feels like solving today's emergency with tomorrow's money. But pull it out early, and you're usually hit with a 10% penalty plus taxes on top. So that $5,000 shows up in your bank account as more like $3,500. And the money also stops growing for you. The $5,000 you needed today isn't just $5,000. It's whatever that money would have quietly turned into 20 years from now, sitting untouched in the market if you'd left it alone. We're in the final 3 now, and this next one has probably already happened to you without you realizing it. Number 3, getting a raise and immediately spending like you got a promotion in life. Picture the direct deposit hitting your account a little bigger than usual, and within a month, there's a moving truck outside a nicer apartment, a new phone in a box on the counter, and takeout containers stacked up from 3 nights this week instead of 1, all because you earned it. 10 years and a few raises later, you're making way more than you used to and somehow still checking your account balance before payday, just in a nicer apartment with a nicer phone. This next one isn't about spending. It's about hiding it from the person who's supposed to trust you most. Number 2, keeping money secrets from your partner. Picture a credit card statement arriving in the mail with a name on it your spouse doesn't recognize, or a closet with shopping bags quietly pushed to the back where nobody looks, a hidden credit card, a purchase you didn't mention, not really knowing what the other person earns or owes. It rarely stays small. It sits quietly until a loan officer pulls both your credit reports side by side during a mortgage application or a divorce lawyer finds it. And by then, it's not a secret anymore. It's a crisis, and it belongs to both of you, whether you agreed to share it or not. And finally, the trap that ties every single one of these together. Number 1, spending money to look rich for people who don't actually care. Picture the beach photo posted at sunset from a trip that's still being paid off on a credit card back home, getting 100 likes from people who forget about it by breakfast the next morning. The vacations, the outfits, the restaurant photos. A lot of visible success today is financed, not earned, and posted for an audience that remembers nothing about your actual bank account by the time they close the app. The person financing a lifestyle to impress strangers online is often quietly worse off than the person living below their means and posting nothing at all. None of these traps require you to be reckless. That's what makes them traps. Every one of them looks like a totally normal decision right up until the bill shows up. The fix is the same boring answer every time. Ask what a decision costs over 10 years, not over one paycheck. If you want me to go deep on how to actually get out of one of these, tell me which one and I'll build a video around it.